Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ken. Your Excellency, President Nana Akufo-Addo, President of Ghana, Your Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, former President of Nigeria, thank you so much. I enjoyed every bit of your speech, and I know you're a man of peace, and what you said and the prize you got, I think is well deserved. I'm proud of you as always, sir, and congratulations. And Your Excellency, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, former President of Sierra Leone, Your Excellency, Graça Machel, Honorable Senator Mankoba Kumalo, Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Honorable Samuel Tue, Minister of Finance and Economic Development of Liberia, and my good friend, Dr. John Kengasong, Director General of Africa CDC, Dr. Ken Giami, Chairman and Publisher, African Leadership Magazine, distinguished guests, my dear brothers and sisters. As a proud son of Africa, I'm deeply humbled to accept this award. I express my thanks to African Leadership Magazine and its readers for their support. I would also like to acknowledge and thank last year's winner, Dr. Adesina, my good friend, the President of the African Development Bank, and thank you for your kind words of congratulations, my brother. I do not accept this award only on my own behalf, but on behalf of my colleagues at WHO, who work every day, sometimes in difficult and dangerous situations, to protect and promote the health of Africa's people and the world's. Last year alone, we lost 3 of our colleagues in the line of duty. But there has never been more important than in the past year. The COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted many of Africa's strengths and vulnerabilities. When COVID-19 first emerged more than a year ago, we were deeply concerned about its potential impact in Africa and other regions with weaker health systems. Regional solidarity has been a vital part of the response, and I would like to acknowledge the leadership of President Ramaphosa and Moussa Faki in developing the continental strategy against COVID-19 in Africa and for bringing together a coalition of political and business leaders. And Africa started its response as early as possible, when it only had few cases. So far, more than 3.8 million cases have been reported from African Union countries, and we have lost more than 100,000 of our brothers and sisters. We know that the real numbers are almost certainly higher, but we also know that our continent's relatively young population means Africa has not seen the same scale of severe disease and deaths as other regions with older populations. Africa's long experience in applying public health measures to respond to infectious disease outbreaks has also helped. Since the beginning of the pandemic, WHO has been working day and night to ensure equitable access to vaccines, diagnostics, and therapeutics for COVID-19. Last January, only 2 countries in Africa had PCR testing capacity for COVID-19. By the end of February last year, we expanded that to 32 countries and to all countries by mid-June. Since then, we have shipped millions of test kits to our continent, tons of personal protective equipment, oxygen concentrators, dexamethasone, and other essential supplies. The approval of safe and effective vaccines is now giving us all hope of bringing the pandemic under control. So far, more than 200 million doses of vaccine have been administered, but half of those doses are in just 2 countries, and more than 80% are in 10 countries. WHO and our partners are working urgently to ensure vaccines are distributed to all countries as quickly as possible. This week, Ghana became the first country outside India to receive vaccines for COVID-19 through the COVAX facility. And just a few hours ago, more doses arrived in Côte d'Ivoire, and we expect more African countries to receive doses next week and in the coming weeks until all countries start in the next 40 days. Vaccines are a powerful tool, but we must remember they're not the only tool. Vaccines complement, but do not replace the other public health measures that countries in Africa have used to successfully prevent or control widespread transmission. Even as we roll out vaccines, testing, contact tracing, isolation, supported quarantine, and quality care remain important. And so do individual measures like physical distancing, avoiding crowds, hand hygiene, mask, and ventilation. Vaccines will help to bring the pandemic under control, but we will still be left with many of the same challenges we had before. There is no vaccine for poverty, hunger, inequality, climate change, child marriage, or many of the other problems our brothers and sisters face on a daily basis. The pandemic has highlighted that health is central to Africa's future. A runner does not win races to become fast. She becomes fast to win races. In the same way, health is not a product of strong and prosperous nations. It is the means. A healthy population is a productive, innovative, and resilient population. And the best way to protect and promote health of a population is to make sure all its people can access the health services they need, where and when they need them, without facing financial hardship. That's why WHO's top priority remains universal health coverage, built on strong primary health care. I know many of you know the late Meles Zenawi, Prime Minister of Ethiopia, who was my boss and a friend, who was a strong advocate for Pan-Africanism. He was a visionary leader and a leader I admired in so many ways. He taught me to focus on what really matters. I remain more convinced than ever that to build the healthier, safer, fairer, more prosperous, and more sustainable Africa we all want, health must be seen not as a cost to be contained, but as an investment to be nurtured, an investment that delivers a rich reward. Our continent is the birthplace of humanity, but it will also play a vital part in the future of humanity. Our continent is home to some of the richest resources on Earth. I don't mean the resources buried underground. I mean the ones above ground, our brothers and sisters. They are the future of our great continent, and they must be the focus of our investments now. And I fully agree with President Bai Koroma when he said we should invest in our young ones. They are the future. And to quote His Excellency Paul Kagame, Africa's story has been written by others. We need to own our own problems and solutions and write our story. End of quote. Africa has made me who I am, and very proud to be African. And I hope in some small way to repay that debt. I believe that I have a debt. Thank you so much again for this great honor. Thank you.
We are going to continue this program. I